would like to call Mr. Anant Deshpande, Director, Trokut Solutions Private Limited, with a rich 18-year journey in the realm of laser science and applications. Anant Deshpande stands as a Director at Trokut Solutions Private Limited. His expertise encompasses additive manufacturing, 3D printing, and atomic layer deposition, that is ALD, where he has been instrumental in developing and implementing cutting-edge technologies. Anant's profound impact extends to market development, where he leads the integration of new technologies for both industry and research. His work in photovoltaic market characterization, high-efficiency solar using laser and ALD process, and innovations in fiber optics processing tools underscore his commitment to shaping the future of technology-driven industries. Welcome on the stage, sir. And I would request you to please take us through the session. Over to you.
From Senior Director of Laser Technology. So you must be seeing yesterday also, and he is also one of the event partners, Laser Technology. He again comes with a lot of rich experience and changing the dynamics of the laser industry, especially for cutting. And we have Mr. Priyank Joshi, is the National Sales Manager at Trumpf India Limited. It's a European partner company in India. He's again having, so all our elite panelists, one of the senior was Dr. Lalit Kumar, and sir is in more than, I would say, 45 years experience in this field, while the rest, all of us are like 20 years or 18 years kind of experience. He has been in 47 years. With the changing dynamics, as Dr. Lalit Kumar has mentioned, how do you see this photonic laser industry? So I would say that you have seen this from baby to now getting into a mature stage of laser market in the sense adolescent. What do you see?
The laser in India started, I was working in Trumpf Research Center earlier. There I had seen my bosses, Dr. Walker and Chatterjee. By the way, there is the Coherent Laser India. He was my boss, and Dr. Walker, they used to carry helium gas balloons all the way from LIAI to Bias to make the CO2 laser. So that is what was the beginning of, I will say, that is what I had seen. And then we used to create CO2 laser, CO2 gas required for making the small CO2 lasers from the breathing. You will be surprised and you may not believe this, but I have seen this happening in my life. So this is what your question is answered, I think, where we started. Then there was the semiconductor or something, Bhattacharya and people were doing. They had actually made a very, I used to see that device lying in my laboratory in the corner. Coming to this will address your other question also of Dr. Lalit Kumar, why we are not manufacturing. The device was kept first red LED. It was kept in a corner with a lot of dust and other things made by Mendele, if you remember. So there are good people, but all of them, I think, lack the vision as well as they lack the financial, because most of the Lakshmi and Saraswati were not going together. That is what was the problem for us. Anyway, so I worked in BRC, I got a lot of experience, and then I went to make my own company, which I have left now, Scantech, where we made the first India laser lamp pump system, in which only imported component was laser rod and mirror. So, again coming to your question, I have tried my best. I have cut the laser rod, which was imported at a 150% duty from abroad, and given it to the astro-optical to create the polishing and other practices, practicing this machine or training this machine. And after that, we stopped sending the laser rods for recoating and repolishing. So that is what, but again, same thing, everybody must have faced the same problem, not only in laser. How to organize funds or get the finances, that itself is a skill. And most of the people who are educated were lacking this. skill, which was very important. Now, then I started the company, we made the leather which had only 15% import component, while our competitors have 100% imported machines. I was alright.
Yes.
Okay. So, some efforts were started there, but the cost or and the production cost and the selling cost, as because we are globally fighting the competition. But nevertheless, we should actually gear up and what do you want me to do? You have any other questions?
My question was that you see that market for carrying this balloon, and now you have to see how.
The next question, next part of that, we made a machine with our system which was only 10-15% import component. But that has never come down to lesser and lesser, it should have gone the import component. In fact, I received a Scantech award for import substitution, you remember. Somehow we were happy and we were just not very ambitious or earning money and all that. That was one of the part. But I feel, today also I feel that I am now working as a consultant for a surgical company where he has taken a challenge. People are moving. I don't know about others, but whatever example I see, then there is one person who is a CTO, not here. They are in the free space communication with the laser for the societies and commercial clients. So where also I tried my best, maybe partly you must have heard, I tried to convince Sterilite because they were having infrastructure to manufacture the fibers, complete infrastructure. So I was trying to push them. I'm all my best to tow some of the fiber with detergent. That is the industrial requirement. Now, but people have their own problems, their own ideas and visions, and I was not having that daring to take loan and start from scratch again. So, but I think it is a time for all of us to think in that direction. We are much better equipped, and there is an example of China in front of us. Or if they can do it, why we cannot do it? So I think we have only cost 20-25% further from the point when I had the first laser which was patented at that time was 1991, 89-90.
Okay, thank you for your valuable insight on how the laser started. I think it must have given a good overview to everybody on that line to look into it. Yeah, please.
So maybe he's forgetting many things, I'll just highlight.
Yeah.
For many years together also. And we together developed the first indigenous laser for diamond industry.
Yeah.
The whole diamond industry, today there are more than 30-40,000 lasers in Ahmedabad. And the whole technology, Shikarkhane is like the father of that industry, and the technology driver for we people, all the people in the diamond industry now are at least making 50% indigenous. So that is a very big point. But in the other market, you cannot calculate it the same. Shikarkhane has contributed a lot to this industry. Of course, the timings, those days, 40 years back, were not right to start manufacturing. We were only depending on the retail market. My perception is that now I am giving you the market scenario. In that market scenario, even companies like Tata and Amani should think of going for the manufacturing. It's a big industry.
Yeah, again I will. You have triggered me some memory. I'm consultant to Tata Steel and Tata Innovations also. But I don't know, I lack something or I wanted a lot of money to do the fiber. So they got their purpose solved and things. But I think all of us here should think in that line. We can do it. We can get the, let us say, fiber, which is now going to be a mainstay of the laser market. And there is not much difficulty, especially if your companies like Sterlite get motivated or even somebody else. I have seen a lot of defense optics manufacturers also. They are doing very good job, but they are secretive and they are not coming up to the industry. Of course, industry is now sort of getting controlled by Rakesh Laser industry by supplying things at a much cheaper cost. People are refraining from manufacturing, but it should partly, I will suggest him, it should partly start at 10%, 20% funding to. Am I right, sir?
You start.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So I think as Shikarkhane sir has rightly put it and the listeners put it, that now the time is there to get into this particular market. And as the listener has put this figure of the Indian laser market, and in that if you really want to see what is the laser market which contributes to it, it's the sheet metal cutting. And if you talk of the sheet metal cutting, then the laser cutting is one of the key. And I think the dynamics has changed in the last, I would say, 5 years. And that will happen because of the cost factor coming down drastically. That's why my next question would be to Rakesh to look into it and guide us that how do you see, because this is still, I would say, as per my understanding and knowledge in this industry for 22 years, cutting has been the core strength of our laser industry in India. Rest other applications, definitely volume-wise marking is one of the largest, but cutting on the value and now the volume has picked up. How do you see this sustaining over the coming 5 years or so?
Yeah, thank you, Anant sir. I'd like to start, this with the story which is also written in the Change Maker book. That it is like it was in the year of 2010 when I was working with a German MNC and I got a call from a remote village in Rajasthan for laser cutting machine inquiry. They wanted a laser cutting machine. And when I visited there, it was a small garage. They were making parts for Mahindra and Sonalika. And they were using the hand tools. There were 3-4 people doing this. And when I interacted with them and I asked their inquiry and when I told the price that this machine is from Germany and it will cost about 3 to 4 crores. So they said, sir, we cannot afford so much. If that is under 1 crore, we can sell our house or we can sell our jewelry and buy this machine because we need this machine. And that I felt in my head that it's really a pain point of Indian MSME where they are helpless. So I went back to my company and I met my MD there that time we were selling almost 20 machines a year. So I told that if we can bring down the cost to 1 CR, we can sell maybe 200 machines a year. But they said that we have our own quality management and we cannot go so low from 3 CR to 1 CR and we are not interested. And I said, okay, if you are not interested, I am interested, I will do it. And I made that a mission of my life that I will bring such technology for Indian MSME. And I started searching, looking for that. And in 2014, fortunately, I got a company from China and they said, they have developed it, they have tested it. And in the same year, I sold the machine to the same company in Rajasthan at 95x. So that was the start that after 5 years, they were able to get the machine which they wanted. And if you look at that company now, it's grown multi-fold and the machine is still working. And that year I sold 78 machines. So my vision was in 2010 we were selling about 50 machines. In 2020 it became 1100. And by 2025 it will be almost 5,000 machines a year. And by 2030 it will be 10,000 because that is the need of the hour. Because if you want to do manufacturing, we need machines. And machines should be affordable. Machines should, the OPEX and CAPEX, both should be in the reach of Indian MSME. And only that we can grow. So that was the vision of my life that okay, I will bring down this technology, I will bring down the cost, I will make it affordable. And I'm very happy that I have got more than 1,000 customers in India now using my machines and growing to get it.
Great. So thanks Rakesh for this insight. So As you can see, the sheet metal industry is growing. As we all know that India is going to be the trillion economy, third largest economy, and definitely manufacturing would be the backbone of it, and cutting would certainly be the backbone of it. Also, I personally feel on this. That is where I would like to take the next question to Priyank. That technology is changing drastically over the years, and as you have been associated with MNCs, and now with the price falling down, how do you see this market for the MNCs, multinational companies in India, and where do they fit into this big of things?
Thank you. Before jumping to the answer, first of all, I would like to thank Joshi for creating this opportunity to discuss, and I'm very privileged to discuss with the key people of the industry, Dr. Naren Shikarkhane and Anant sir for sure. He's my academic senior. I did my master in technology in laser, and he was my academic senior. So definitely, most important question here, what we all are discussing is technology. And technology is, in India, we have a history of, thousand years when people ruled us. So all technology we used to have, we destroyed it, converted, changed, and we have to start it from scratch. That's what actually is happening. And we somehow lagged behind with the technology. We could not follow in the same pace what Western world could do. So this is technology-driven market, and Western world had upper age where they have got the time to develop technology and spread to all over the world. And that's what's actually happening. That we are adopting the technology, and it is important that technology would be the key to change the world in scenario and human history, which is happening right now. We are very fortunate that we are living in the best era of human mankind. Believe me, finding the food in that time was very difficult. Now we can just order on Swiggy. So that time has changed, the technology has changed, and that is what is important. And all MNCs, one of the MNC I also belong, they have a technological upper edge. Various regions. Let's not discuss about that. But important thing is that this is required, and this is what is all these MNCs having. They have power to use the technology, and they are spreading all over the world. And this is what actually happened. A lot of technology came to India, and they are adopting. But the best thing, best quality Indian have that we adopt very fast. We are quick learner. We have a strength. We have a mindset. We are hungry people. And definitely with this technology-driven market, a lot of opportunity for everyone, including us who are beginner or people who already have technology. So it's a market which is growing. We are one of the biggest increasing market of the world. If you see right now, India is a market. Everybody respects us because we are a market. And if there is a market, there is a place for everyone. People who have advanced technology, that is a requirement for them as well. And people who want to have an initiation, which we can also start with cost-effective machines or already modern technologies where they can start. So it's a place for everyone. People who have advanced technology, their machines are having all the features, every best possible technology available in the industry. They also have a lot of growth and potential. If I talk about my company, we are talking about a CAGR of 30% even higher, and that we are already growing at the moment. And that's I see that would be happening for everyone. People have technology, people want to generate technology. There is a market, there is a requirement. We have to only jump and take it. And the best thing, this is the era for India. And requirement is from all of you. Please do best from your respective world. Definitely we can support our country to grow better. I'm very happy to see a lot of youngsters here. This is the right place to discuss such things. We are in education institute. A lot of people who are young people who are going to come in this industry, support the country, and do their best. And that's what we are trying a bit from our side. And I urge all of you to take the step, come forward, and contribute.
Thanks, Priyank, for the insight, and very well said that Chinese MNCs, definitely they invented the technologies, and there is a place for the rest of it, and he belongs to Trumpf India, and Trumpf is one of the leading companies world over for making innovations. And I think recently completed 100
Yeah, we
years.
finished 100 years, so just a small insight that laser was somewhere invented in 1960s.
Right.
And Trumpf did our first industrial laser application in 1972. So from 72 they are working for industrial laser application. So like I said, they had upper age of time, but we have a strength of youth and people and a mindset to grow. So I think it's a place for everyone. Just grab the opportunity and do the best. Thank you.
Thanks for this insight, Priyank. So now I think I should move on to Sudhir. He is with this laser industry for very unique markets, which I would say not for what we all do for the cutting, building and all. So, and as Sarah mentioned very well that medical, we are 1.4 billion population, and I believe Sudhir can give an insight on how this particular lasers in medical market are helping us, and how do you see this now growing up?
Yeah, so as rightly mentioned, so we as a Coherent, we work in a very unique markets where we get into very high-end markets where we are talking about medical device manufacturing, we are talking about very specialized automotive applications, electric mobility and so on. So coming to the questions of the medical device, if I just go 10 years back, where we are talking about a simple stent, I would say about angioplasty. What you have a attack and then you go to a hospital and you get an angioplasty done, and it's like around 2013-14 we see some statistics. So almost 80 to 90% of the devices were imported. And now, with the technology, what we bring in, the cutting systems or the wetting systems which are used for the medical device. Right now, the situation after 10 years is completely different. If we go with the stent market, it's like almost like 80-20. So 80% of the device, especially for the stents or the few of the implants, where critical implants are now manufactured in India. So like if you go 10 years back, we didn't have these systems here, which, even if you have the systems, you cannot service, you cannot run the system, you don't have the know-how, the applications and so on. So now I would say even the capacity what we have right now in India is like, we have the capacity where we are also catering to the European market, the US market. So this is
exporting.
Yeah. So now the percentage is almost changed. So 80% of the stents or the angioplasty what is done in India, all these devices are built locally in India. So after the LIAI in 2016. So that's something what I see the change. When I started in 2009, I was seeing only one company or two companies who were doing this with a very homemade stuff, and we're struggling with the quality, we're struggling with the volumes what we need to produce and so on. But over a period of time, what we have seen that this technology upgradation, moving from India to fiber lasers to single mode lasers, and then you have the mechanics, motion systems, you have the new generation software, HMI, more advancement, loading unloading systems, and so on and so on. So now almost like we control almost like a 90% market share today for those medical devices, and I see that more and more companies would come into this, and definitely there are a lot of new devices are also coming up. So if we see stents, today we are talking about heart valves, today we are talking about repairable stents. So all these, I would say all the US multinationals, they have a huge market, but now we are seeing that this is already delivering. So Make in India concept when we see, so it's more and more localized. And then we also see all the vertically integration capabilities where companies would try to manufacture these sub-assemblies, all these sub-components, catheters, tubes, a lot of, I would say, the devices, the drugs, pharmacy behind the device, implants, everything. So I see a lot of change. There's a lot of opportunities.
Remember one case, Yeah. There is one company in Noida named Quality Needles. They make some surgical needles, and you won't believe what it's almost 10 to 12 crore laser system with which they make laser system. And Sudhir has seen that application. So could you? I was also not knowing that in medical needles laser is being used. So could you please guide on that a little bit?
That's very interesting application. Especially, we always use needle.
This is an example of a suture needle. So if we fall down or we have some scratch or a cut, and then we see a doctor, and the doctor will take out a needle and a suture, and it's going to give you some stitches. So basically, the technology was like there is a 300 series and a 400 series needle which is available in the market. So if we go with the 300 series stainless steel needles, and it's very difficult to drill a hole. We call it as a suture and drill hole. Actually, at the end of a needle, there is a hole, and then there is a thread which is going to be swaged into that. So what we provided the technology, we are the only company in the world where we could come up with the technology. It was based on still on the NDF technology and with the amplifier technology. And we can drill these needles. So basically, if we go with the mechanical drilling, so probably in a minute we can only drill like 5 needles or 10 needles, and you see these needles are required in millions. You see, you have different kinds of needles for cardiac surgery, you have different types of needles for ophthalmic surgeries, and so on. So what we had is a technology to drill this at a speed of 120 needles per minute. So that for these
customers, there are some switches where your stainless steel wire also has to get attached so that you are deep when we are doing open heart surgery and all that. So we were doing the job work for welding the switches to the stainless steel wire, and again that was indigenously made pulse jack laser. And at that time, means why I am talking is I am trying to motivate the people, because we are now Philips, for example. They stopped when we started. We made the machine for them here. Of course, Philips cooperated very well in supporting us financially. They stopped their American supplier completely for the filaments, just because of the technology what we gave them and what production speed they wanted and the value added. I had given a target of only 16% increase because of the doing laser work on the filaments. And ultimately they had 4 or 5 machines from us. Eventually, but of course LED took over and the business stopped. But the motivation here should be taken is like that we can do it. We should have the enthusiasm and will. And of course, again I will come back to the first point. People should finance them.
Yeah.
There are talents, people are doing that.
Thanks Sudhir for this insight. So definitely medical is one market where you guys can look into laser coming into future, and there are a lot of new lasers and new technology coming into I would say every field. That also brings to the question that laser technology is also called as a green technology, in the sense that it is highly efficient. And green is the buzzword, as you everybody know, on this account. And I think EV is one of the topics which everybody discusses. And I believe that laser plays an important role in the EV because up till now, what we are talking about an IR lasers, infrared lasers, 2000 microns. As I understand, now the lasers are there in green, as well as blue, and EV typically requires copper and aluminum and those kinds of lines. So very quickly, we have one what goes from the green lasers. So how do you see this EV and the conversation of lasers into EV?
E-mobility, one of the key sector where India is changing from conventional engine technology to electrical vehicles. So automotive industry shares a very high percentage for our GDP growth, and technology is changing from commercial engine to EV or battery based technology. And in India has a plan to change at least 40% of commercial, present vehicles to in future by 2030 they want to change at least 30%. And in this technology of changing in battery manufacturing, we talk about cell manufacturing or combining in cell to module or pack, and also the e-drive system. So all these three segments, there are a lot of applications where joining of laser or cutting of high reflective material like copper, aluminum are required. And laser is the key tool to do this. So believe me, any e-car you see, there would be a laser behind that which is making it successful. And like Mr. Anand said that when we talk about a high reflective material like copper and aluminum, the very basic property is the absorption of a light of a metal. So metal like copper has a very low absorption for a conventional infrared lasers, which is like a 5%. But there are some innovative technology like a green wavelength. Green wavelength has a 40% absorption of copper. So when you put a laser light which absorbs 40%, definitely efficiency of a tool is increased and productivity increased, and that is where a green laser technology came to the picture to do high reflective material like copper welding. And copper becomes now a very important tool in every industry where electronics is there, and joining of copper is a key application for any manufacturer. So there you need some innovation technology like green and blue, where you can join this material.
Take it as an open session. We have got to discuss and we have got to talk about various technologies right now. We start discussing and all day sessions go on. But I will put the platform open for open question and answer, and then let us know the respective technical panel. So some questions are open.
We can take one or two quick questions. Yes.
Surveillance, the use of laser in surveillance, like in the cameras or the surveillance in the borders, any use of laser in that area.
So laser as a lidar is one of the tools which is typically used for surveillance on that hydrogen ship or on that line. Depending on the power of the laser, the vision of the camera, and other, one can define on those aspects of it.
Any advancement in that area is not like going on in that area also.
Yes, the work is going on in that particular area.
I think
Please once again thank you so much for such a patient hearing. And now is the time for the felicitation of our esteemed panelists. And this is just the end of the first session of the day, and I'm very delighted to have such a good audience since yesterday. So